as I wanted to continue, he's like, they're the ones that conceptually guard the grasslands and guard, guard Route 1 on the ground. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, blah, 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 and all that. Oh my goodness, I keep bumping that shit. What the hell? Sorry. He says they guard the route on the ground and all that stuff, so it catches my attention. But he says, I'll need you to go to Viridian City, and you'll know what to do when you get there. You'll find out what to do when you get there. Just, you know what I mean? Just look around. Look around town, you'll know what will be needed there. So, of course, I'm like, alright. I'm like, alright, Professor. I'm just gonna go stop by my mom's house and explain, practically it's like that concept. I say, I'm gonna show her and explain to her that blast going Ember, Now, the cool concept, the cool part, of course, I introduce her to Blast after the battle with Taz also. And then she's like, you both should get a rest, and we both get a rest, but he's out of his Pokeball, all that stuff. So, of course, I explain, like, Mom, I got an Ember, blah, 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 and she's like, blah, blah, blah. I like to say blah, blah, blah when I'm trying to get through scenes quick. But, I tolerate and deal with myself, and I slow myself down to forcefully explain everything. But, she's like, oh, that's awesome, you know what I mean? She's like, what is Ember anyway? She's like, I'm like, a fire move I found out, And I found out, Blast is a fire type, for newer type Pokemon fans, and all that stuff, and new trainers. So, of course, she's like, that's awesome, great things, Stephanie, you should take a rest. Oh, good. You and your Pokemon are looking great. After a while, he just shows his comeback. If you want to, it can just do one of those blank out screens, just like it did when the professor said, and left everybody in the intro. So there's Boog, all that there. So, of course, we are back. And we end up going, and we head up onto the adventure of going up Route 1. So as you'll know, this is Route 1. You can do precisely what you want when you're in this route, as I'll get to the gaming perspective and explaining about the game and all that stuff to new players. So you can do whatever you like when you have your Pokemon at first. You can battle in this grass as much as you want, or you can do what I'm about to do and go ahead. So of course, I come through and get more ahead, and out of nowhere, a female Pidgey pops out. So, of course, this is important also. Of course, I just tell him. I use Growl. He does Growl. Of course, the Pidgey's attack falls, and he does tackle, okay? Now, in this interesting concept, because it's the first time seeing a Pidgey, and I can explain this. Of course, Pidgey is a flying type, as you can see, as it being a bird. Now, the interesting concept that would be, with it being lifelike, where Rattata is moving around now, but there's no Pidgey still until this Pidgey is gone, because that's when she signals to the others. Now, after she's smart, and she's the one that actually came to investigate, after seeing the Rattatas go down, of course, they were brave enough to figure out and inspect first in the grassy area. Now, with it being grassland and all that more, it's, bird Pokemon, flying type Pokemon have the advantage of visual pointing and seeing you know, trainers or Pokemon out in the wilderness. So of course, with it being grassland, it's huge and it's pretty far along. Of a, you know, you can see it like a dirt trail of going. Okay. But as I wanted to say also before I get into this concept of attacking, with Pidgey or any other flying type Pokemon that there is, of course it should show them landing and putting their feet on the ground and the placement of that, but that should be when they come and they land and they, you know, they show like this is their signature stance when they land, but then they hop out and then, you know, they, you know what I mean? This is their signature pose. They do their signature pose, you know, most of the Pokemon do their signature pose, and if it's a live movie or anime, and then they, you know, fly around, practically. But they fly around low enough that they can get hit with physical attacks, and, you know, or elemental attacks. Now, in the concept of the extra add-on content feature is that they move around constantly. You know, they flap around and they station, like they sit down, and they flap around and they sit down. You know what I mean? So it's actually lifelike. And also, with them being a flying type and an elemental type, when they dodge moves, when you're flying type or when any of the flying types, including when I capture any of them, when they dodge a move, that's when they actually fly higher. So they actually fly lower until they dodge a move, and then that's when they actually fly around and they show their ability or agility or whatever. Okay, you don't want that.